Today we will see the best free deck in Gods Unchained. This deck will let you compete in Mythic using literally $0. So the deck, as you can see, is Aggro Light. Why Aggro Light? Because Aggro Light have a really good god power, so since we can't use a really good card, we can at least choose a really good god power. The main point of Aggro Light is going wider and use a lot of creatures, so the most of those are not really pricey, so it is literally the best deck for go cheapy. As you can see there from Jew deck, it's say $3, but it's literally $0 because it's just core and welcome cards. So essentially this deck you have a really good start, like low mana, because those were the best card free that I can find, like Aging Veteran, Dryer's Weaver, Ritual Rod is really good when you play against other aggro, Vexing Vicar, and so on. So you have your fast start. Then I even put some tech for try to manage to be a bit better versus control, because like a really good card versus control like Aggro Light, Pyramid Warden, Radiant Dawn, you can't play in this deck in the free version of Aggro Light. I tried to replace like those cards with some strange tech, like for example Prophet of Doom, that increases the 6 and 7 mana spell of your opponent in the end, so it's really good versus Control Deception, Control Death, even Control Nature, or even Balthazar is really good versus literally every control, even Syrian Blade, so those cards are really good against controls. Then I had the other two cards that you don't see a lot, that are Hallowing Light and Town Guardian, and to be honest, in all the 4 games, I really liked those. These in particular, really good. So those cards are really useful in my opinion to get a buff, because this deck has not a lot of buff for the Aggro Light because there are no free cards for buff. So those are really good for play even around clear or for try to value trade and so on. So you give +2 health for like for example play around Shaped Blast or play around Unbound Flames or try to value trade and so on. So those are really good, both are really good. This one, it can even be used as a clear, because in this Aggro Light you can't have order, since order is a mechanic of Divine Orderer. So since we can't have Divine Orderer card in this deck, we can't have order. So this Hallowing Light is really good because you can buff your creature for play around clear or value trade, and at the same time you can even set a creature health to 2. So for example you can use this as a clear, like for example, I don't know, Alien Elite, you put that at 2 and you just trade 2 creature and kill Alien Elite. So it's really essential, because if not, this deck without order you literally lose like to a big frontline. Even a Guild Enforcer can literally beat you with this deck, so this is kind of essential, to be honest. This is the list. Obviously versus aggro you want to find things that make you contest the board, like for example Ritual Rod or Vexing Vicar, like even Devoted Forward is really good for contesting board and so on. Instead versus control you want to find, yeah, as I said, the card that I said before that are really good versus control, like Syrian Blade and so on. Like for example, Syrian Blade is really good versus Control Deception or even Control Death, Control Mage. Now guys, let's watch 2 games and be sure to reach the end of the video, because I will tell you the best cards for improve this deck when you will farm a bit money with this. Because trust me guys, you can farm a good amount of revenue even with this free deck. Okay, so we are in a mirror Aggro Light and we are first, so this is good, but he's Olympian, so obviously his deck is obviously better because it costs more, but okay, so we want to find I think some 1 mana drop and like Slavai, so we don't want that. Path is not even that bad, so like Slavai is okay. This is kind of bad since we have not a play on T1. So if we replace this and we find a T1, this is good. If we don't find a T1, this is really bad, and this is better. But we have a bunch, so okay.
May we both see the dawn.
So in this way, not using a pip, we can even, yeah, we have like Slavai open for the next round, for the next turn.
My choices define.
So we will use that. This is a really good follow-up, because we can do Felidint Vicar, really solid. Even this creature is, to be honest, really good. I mean, obviously is just for super cheapy deck, but I mean, it's actually a 3/6 and even reactive, because you give the +1/+2 as up, so you gain tempo, and this 3/6 for 4 mana is really good. I like this card. And it is really super good for play around like some AoE and so on.
Duty calls.
So this goes kinda sure there, I guess. So I can even trade. I think I have to trade. So I trade and debuffed that instead of Vicar, because in this way this one goes to 2 health, so it will not get buffed from his power. Because if it gets buffed, it's a bit of problem if it has 2 attack, because then it's hard for me for trade. In this way I can value trade with almost everything. Now we can value trade and then I can trade with Vicar. Oh, that's a good. You want to see a really good card? What I said, guys. This card is really strong. See, this +1/+2 reactive was super useful there. This is why I really like that card, because it's a 3/6, but the +1/+2 is as up, so it's really strong in my opinion. I mean, obviously for BGP. And this is for play around spells, so it is not really good in this matchup because you lose a bit of stats for you lose a bit of stats for that power that is not really used in this matchup. Okay guys, those were the 2 games. I'm really impressed by this deck. I mean, to be honest, it went 4-0. I don't have this win rate, not even with my $1,000 decks. So we faced literally every matchup we could have. We faced Control Reception, that is our counter. We faced a Mirror Aggro. We faced Card Draw Magic and Control that. We went 2 times first and 2 times second, so it's literally perfect for statistics. And I'm really happy for how this deck worked overall. Like literally, even if I would have lost like, I don't know, 1 game, I saw that this deck can really work, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's still a super cheap deck, so you can't expect to win like 80% of the game in the long run, but it's really a super deck for being free deck. The last thing that I said is that the best card, in my opinion, to improve a bit this deck, when you will farm a bit of money with this, will be for sure CERN, because CERN is the best light card in my opinion, so it's really good and it's not even that pricey for how good it is. So CERN is the first card I would add. Then I would add obviously even the double Radiant Dawn, super cheapy, essential for play around because those are buff, and even for anti-sleep, really good, and even Chaining of the Gods, because is a buff, so it's really essential. The Chaining is really a good card in my opinion. The other 2 cards that I would add, but those are for guys that want to invest a bit more, it will be before Pyramid Warden, double Pyramid Warden, and after double Pyramid Warden, double Hybrid Knight. So this is like the progression of adding the card in my opinion. So guys, this was the video. If you want to see other budget decks, go to see this video. Bye.